What's going on, you guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to Financial Fashion Talk, episode 14. And we back again today. And this is CEO, Mr. Best.
At the CFO, Mr. Best. How everybody doing tonight?
Great. How you feeling?
Man, a little tired, bro. A little groggy, a little everything, man. But we're human beings.
Right. Same here, bro.
So
Same here.
Man. How about yourself, man?
I'm a little tired too, but nevertheless, it's still good. We feed off each other's energy. So right. I'm sure I get strength from you, and I'm sure you'll get strength from me.
Truly. I hope so.
Yeah, man. So we want to go ahead and get this thing started. We want to have a good conversation. We'll talk about some good things that we can connect with and interact with you guys about. So we're going to go ahead and get into it, man.
But yeah, man, I wanted to start off, man. I got a question that I wanted to ask you, man. Was there anything ever in your life that crippled you mentally for a long period of time that you could think of? You know what I'm saying? We don't waste a lot of time here, but
right.
Just a little small instance,
I mean, the only thing I can think about that like really crippled me mentally for a long period of time is like having confidence.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like with what we're doing.
Okay.
With what we're doing, like getting in front of the camera, being comfortable being behind the camera, being comfortable and being confident in what I'm gonna talk about while being on camera.
Yeah.
So for a while, you know what I'm saying, I didn't do this. I didn't get on video. I didn't make videos. I didn't put out content because I didn't really have confidence in myself to do that. Like I knew it was always something that I knew I needed to do. I knew it was something that we needed as for us as a company for us to grow.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Like mentally, I just went there, man. Like I just couldn't put myself up to do it because I wasn't confident enough. So that's what I can say. Confidence for a while was my issue. So yeah, that's my answer, bro.
Yeah,
what about you?
Lack of confidence. Well, man, for me, man, I could say, man, thinking I was right all the time, man. Thinking I knew what was the right thing to do all the time, man, and finding out that it wasn't. You know what I mean? And then blaming everybody else because it wasn't.
That's deep, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one, that can relate to that aspect. You know what I'm saying? But I know for me, that's my biggest thing. And I'm going to say that's my biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I still now sometimes feel that, I know the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. And then once you find out the result is not what you expected it to be, and things didn't pan out how you actually thought it out in your mind, and then there you go pointing fingers at everything else but your own self. You know what I'm saying? But that's a big thing, man, that kind of, hinders me from a lot of things, man. It hinders me from a lot of things, man.
Welcome. Also, bro, I really want to ask the audience that question too. We want to kind of get y'all involved with that question as well, so y'all can comment and tell us what you guys think as well. Like, re-say the question for them.
Okay, for everybody that just tuned in, if you didn't hear already, and you can leave the comments in the comment section. But I'm just asking: is there anything that ever crippled you mentally for a long period of time in your life? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be nothing major, but it is major. You know
It's a big question. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's a pretty heavy question.
It is.
Because for something to keep you down, well, first of all, for a long period of time, it got to be something serious.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because and if something don't hold weight, bro, it's not gonna hold you down. You see what I'm saying? Like, so if something holding you down, bro, it's kind of heavy. So that is a heavy question.
And that's what I'm saying. Like even with it being like that, it's really personal.
Right.
Something that's like personal, like something personal that you deal with or have dealt with and see that it is something that's mentally crippling you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just personal. So I mean, you can leave a comment.
Leave a comment. We're not gonna stay on this for long, but we just want to open this up with a question before we get into our topic. So the question is like, for everybody that's viewing, has there ever been a thing that crippled you mentally for a certain amount of time or a long period of time? Like, because we all got issues, we all have problems that we deal with. So we just want to open the comment section for you guys to let us know your struggles so we can talk about them for a little minute. And for me, like I said, like it was me getting that confidence in myself, confidence behind the camera, confidence to talk about things that I believe in, confidence in talking about things that I want to stand up for. Like at one point, I didn't have the confidence to do it. So that was one of the things that kept me, that held me back for a long time. And it's like building my personal confidence to do something, bro. So
right.
Anybody that want to come in, feel free before we get into our topic.
And like he was saying, like the thing for me was, you know, thinking I was right all the time, thinking I knew like what the right thing was to do. And when it didn't pan out the way I had planned it out in my mind, you know, I would find things to blame it on. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, you know, looking in the mirror at my own self and saying like, nah, bro, like you was wrong this time. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, it didn't work out because like you was wrong in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like it was already wrong because you didn't necessarily know what you was doing. You know what I mean? And not only did you know what you was doing, but you didn't even know why you was doing it. You know what I'm saying? But that was personally the thing for me that was mentally crippling. You know what I'm saying? And that held me down for a while, man. Yeah.
What made you start realizing, like, so how did you come out of that? You know
well, I wouldn't even say that I done came out of it.
I mean, I feel like we all have that issue personally. Like, we all sometimes feel like we're making the right decisions, and we don't learn that it's the wrong decision until we find out.
Well, yeah. I would say the thing that made me like recognize, you know what I'm saying, not necessarily come up, but recognize that's what I have been doing. You know what I'm saying? Was seeing like the problem pile up and, you know, seeing the mess that you created. And then it's like it's like a disgust. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like a disgust within your own self. You know what I'm saying? And then like now it's like, what you gonna do? Like, what you gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, man, just looking at the mess that you created, that I created. Yeah. And now it's time to see like what you gonna do about it. Right. You know what I'm saying?
True that, man. So we want to go ahead and get into our topic. First of all, I don't know if anybody commented on that question. Don't look like anybody commented on that question. So we'll go ahead and get into our topic.
Move right along.
Right. So the topic that we was discussing, bro, that we wanted to talk about was, you know, accepting the fact that your success might not look like somebody else's success, and you being comfortable with whatever you have to do for your personal success. Like, because like you gotta accept your journey on your way to success, because if you don't, I feel that you won't necessarily get to the place that you want to get to, because you'll be busy looking at someone else's journey and not accepting your own.
Well, I would say, bro, not necessarily looking at somebody else's journey, but looking at the things that other people have obtained, you know what I'm saying, through their journey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's more the things
that makes you want it.
Exactly.
Okay. Not necessarily not to look at the journey, but you're looking at results.
Exactly.
Looking at somebody else's results.
Man. So it's like, I want what you got, but how you got it, like, I don't even really know how you got it, but I want it. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that tends to, like, bro, and throw me off, man. I admire a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I admire a lot of things that people have. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is I can't allow myself to covet, you know what I'm saying, what somebody has, because you don't even really understand the struggle that it took for that person to get to where they at. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like with me personally, like that's my issue, you know, with accepting like my journey, you know what I mean? Because I'm looking outside of myself at somebody else's position in life, and it's like, man, like, why they there? Like, and I, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. Like, and that tends to make you feel like what you going through or what you have to deal with in life it sucks. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it does suck, man.
Right.
Yeah, man, because we all got things that we want to attain in life, man. But, like, before you actually attain anything, like, you have to actually accept who you are. You know what I mean? You got to know who you are and go from there. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like a person can love themselves? Do you feel like a person can love themselves without actually accepting their journey?
Can a person love their self without accepting their journey?
Yeah, because the journey is what makes you you. Know what I'm saying? Like everything that you went through, right? Is the reason that you're the George you are today, right?
Right.
Like if you subtract all of the things that you've ever been through,
right,
would you still be the same George?
No, I wouldn't.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, can you? That's what I'm saying. Like, could you say you can truly love yourself without accepting all that you've been through? Like, cause you can walk around angry about the stuff that you've been through.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And you're like, you'll be full of anger and be full of hate or whatever the case, whatever the negative emotion may be. But I'm saying like that can be you.
Right, exactly. I mean, but I feel like it's all about the individual, man. What you accept.
That is a question for you.
Okay, well, I mean, no.
Why? What supports that?
Well, I say no because, like you said, man, like what you go through makes you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you don't accept the things that you've been through as good, you know what I mean? Like, of course, you're gonna be a disappointed, stressed out person. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna wish that you never had to go through everything that you've been through. Right. So how can you love yourself without accepting all the things that you've already been through?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
Like, no, I say no. Like I'm saying, like what's your perspective on it?
Man, my perspective on that is pretty simple, bro. Because like I just said, your journey makes you who you are. Now, although we go through things that we wouldn't like to go through, true enough, we all face certain situations in life that if we had the opportunity and the chance to change it, you would. We'll go back and not ever go through that thing again. But at the same time, the situations that we have been through in life, without those situations, we wouldn't be who we are. So my answer to that is no as well, because I'm only who I am because of what I've been through. That don't mean like, okay, like I take the bad out of the situations and accept it. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
What I'm saying is like all that I've been through are ingredients.
Truly.
You know what I'm saying? They are ingredients to who I am. Just like I made an analogy in Empowerment in 30 Seconds or Less, like cells in our bodies. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like if we didn't have cells in our bodies, cells is what makes us who we are. Like there's hundreds of millions of cells in our bodies. And without the cells, like we won't have no genetic makeup.
Right.
So I look at that as our journey.
I mean, that's true. Okay. You're taking it to another level. You know what I'm saying? You know about the genetic makeup, because without the genetic makeup, there's no body.
No body, right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's not necessarily speaking on the journey. You know what I'm saying? Because it is still a journey. It's a body, but like you have to go through. You have to go through. Yeah, you do have to go through. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that's like when you're speaking of the cells, like that's just the makeup of the body. I mean,
because you gotta think about it, bro.
Just
one cell. You see what I'm saying? Like one cell. It's a lot that goes on in one cell.
Yeah, that's true.
You got the cells that's made up of atoms, and the atoms got a nucleus in it. Right. It's a lot of stuff that goes into that.
Right.
And all of that work is being put in. Right. We'll never see this work because that's what made us who we are. We're already here. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of work that had to happen for us to be here. Right. So that's why I'm saying like it's kind of synonymous, with our journey, because a lot had to happen.
Okay.
For us to be who we are today, a lot had to happen. Right. The same way a lot had to happen within themselves and the body working together. You see what I'm saying? For us to be a body.
Right. Okay. I get you.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, bro. So I really like that's really what makes us who we are. So that's what I was saying. Like while we was thinking about this week, I had got that analogy out of nowhere because like that's how we are built.
Right. By our makeup. Like,
yeah, that's how we are built.
Right.
Like literally, we wouldn't exist without cells.
The cell. Yeah, the cell. Yeah, because that's what makes your body a body.
Exactly.
You know so yeah, I get that.
And your current state, the current state that you're in right now, you wouldn't have a current state right now if you didn't go through what you went through in the past.
Right.
Like whatever your journey had took you through in life, like this current George wouldn't be here.
True that.
This current John wouldn't be here.
Yeah. Okay, I get that. Man. I get that. Yeah. So basically what it is, man, is just accepting. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, you have to.
It's just acceptance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because on the journey, man, and like I just said, bro, like it's people that you admire. You know what I'm saying? It's things that you like want in life. It's things that like others have that you may want. You know what I'm saying? But in order to get to certain places, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just individual. It's individual.
You have to love yours. Like that song.
Well, yeah, true that.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you, I mean, there's nothing wrong with looking at, like you said, there's nothing wrong with admiration. Right. You said that. Like, there's nothing wrong with admiration. There's nothing wrong with actually looking at somebody and saying, hey, like, I would like to make it to that certain level in life. Like, it's nothing. That's a goal. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Right. But the problem is, like, you're not okay with what you have. You're not okay with what you've been through. You're not okay with what you have to go through on your journey. Right. Your journey to success. Like, you're not content with your own, so it's like you looking at other people to make you feel better because you're not happy about your journey. But what you have to understand is like if you don't accept your own, bro,
you're never gonna feel.
You're never gonna be whole. Yeah. You're never gonna be happy. You're never gonna be satisfied.
Yeah.
So like success, of course, success is an individual thing. Right. True enough. But you know what I'm saying, like, but you still have to accept your journey because it's you.
Right. And not necessarily that is, I mean, yeah.
I'm not saying, like I said, I didn't want to make it sound like you just like, because a lot of people been through a lot of bad things. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying like, okay, like when you see me, you gonna only see, like, I done been through hell. Like, I'm not saying that. Like, a lot of people done been through a lot of stuff.
That's what I was about to get to. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's your road, right, to get there.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
man. I feel you on that, man, because it's actually like sharpening a blade. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to take it through. You know what I mean? That process. You know, before it gets to that fine point. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take the rough edge. And you got to go up against it. You know what I mean? You got to go up against it. So, like, basically, man, comparing it to life, man, it's like, yeah, like, I have been through rough situations. You have been through rough situations, but that was just for, like, the sharpening. Right. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the finished product, but it's going to take that to make you who you are. You know what I'm saying? To get you to that place that you want to be in, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I always use an analogy about the blacksmith. You know what I'm saying? I love that analogy about the blacksmith, bro.
What analogy?
You know what I'm saying? Like he takes the sword, you know, it's a piece of metal at first. You know what I'm saying? So he put it in the fire. That don't feel good. He take it out the fire, put it on the anvil, and he got to beat it with the hammer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then he got to put it back in the fire. You know what I'm saying? To get it soft again. You know, but that still don't feel good because you in the fire.
Right.
And then he pull it out the fire and beat on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end, you know, he dipped it in that cold water. And then he put it up on the shelf because it's done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But in the making, a lot of things happen that weren't necessary. You know what I'm saying? Like it took some rough things. You know what I'm saying? To make that finished product. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, like your journey, man, you're gonna have this, you know.
Bro, your journey shouldn't defeat you. Your journey isn't to defeat you. Your journey is to complete you.
Truly.
You see what I'm saying? And that's really what it is.
Truly. But sometimes it happens.
What?
Sometimes you do get defeated before you get to the end of your journey. You know what I'm saying? So it does happen. It does happen, man. And I believe, and I feel that's why this topic, you know, came about. You know what I mean? Because like it is somebody that's on their journey in life. You know what I mean? That's in a mind state of defeat. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to say, you know what I'm saying, that it's not bad. It's not all bad.
Exactly.
You know,
that's really what we're saying.
Yeah,
that's really what we're saying. Because like that's what we're saying. Right. It's not bad because it makes you who you are.
Right.
That should take the pressure off of you. Like take the pressure off of ourselves. Like because we go through things. Like just don't put so much pressure on it because like it's ultimately is going to make you. Like even a better you.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. Like so if you don't accept your journey, bro, like how can you improve? Like how can you improve if you don't accept like what you going through?
That's true, man. But damn,
it's tough, but
yeah, all the time, boy, it don't feel good.
It's tough.
It don't feel good, man.
But like you just said, the blacksmith thing, like you just said, if he didn't do all that he's done to that sword, then the finished product won't be where it needs to be.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. Like I mean, even if he did have to go through being in hot heat, you see what I'm saying? Even if he did have to get beat, you know what I'm saying? Like the finished product, when it was said and done, like it was a good product. Like the results were good.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like in all of that, whatever that sword had to go through to be a sword, it became a sword simply because of what it went through, the process of becoming a sword.
That's true. That's true.
So in the process of becoming your best self, the process of being who you're working towards becoming, like your journey is what going to make you get there.
Right. That's true. That's true.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why I asked you the question, like, can a person love himself, like, without actually accepting what he got to go through?
No, I don't think so. Because you can get caught up in what you're going through. You know what I'm saying? But not necessarily seeing that what you're going through is actually taking away things for things that's already there to be perfected.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's and I understand now. Like we're talking about the blacksmith analogy. Like when he put the sword in the fire and pull it out and beat it, like he knocking pieces off that don't need to be there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so like the bad situations are only revealing things that's not supposed to be there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
say that again.
The bad situations, just like the blacksmith hammers on the sword, he's just knocking off pieces that's not supposed to be there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So bad situations in life, they just come to knock off things that's not supposed to be there.
Man, you talking.
But man, bro, like it's not a good feeling, man.
Right.
It's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling, but it's something that it's necessary.
It's very necessary.
It's necessary.
But I want to bring, like you wanted to bring out another point in this podcast. I know I know that we both talked about, you know, the accepting the journey or whatever, and we got that. We came to that conclusion out of the point that you were making when you were saying like everybody's success isn't the same.
Right.
Like everybody's journey isn't the same.
Right.
And you got to understand that. You got to understand that about your journey. Like whether you feel like your journey is good or bad, you have to understand that everybody's journey isn't the same.
Right.
Even though the destination
is the same.
It's success.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like all of us want to be successful at something. Right. So that means like ultimately we have the same destination, but that don't mean we're gonna have to take the same route. We don't have the same route when we travel.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like the destination may be the same, like he was explaining on the phone. Like we might have the same destination. Like it's a lot of ways you can go to New York.
Right.
You can take whether you take plane, whether you take train, or whether you take a car.
Right.
Like I can take a plane to New York, you can drive.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? But your trip, your journey will be different from mine, even though like we're gonna end up in the same destination.
Right. Right, man.
So now I know that that's the point that you wanted to take. That's the point that you wanted to make. So you can elaborate on that point right there.
Well, I mean, you just really hit the hammer on the nail because you know what I'm saying. Like, if we're going to the same place, coming from different places, you know what I'm saying. Like, we're not going to take the same highways.
Right.
You know what I'm saying. Just like you just said. Like, if we go to New York, you know what I mean, and you coming from Idaho and I'm coming from Florida. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the terrain is not going to be the same. You know what I'm saying? The scenery ain't even going to be the same.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why you know, you really can't base your position in life off somebody else's position in life at all. You know what I'm saying? But it happens. Like, we human.
And it's okay. That's what we gotta understand. Like, it's okay that our journey looks different. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's okay that we feel like we're going through certain things that other people is not going through.
Right.
Because I know that tends to be some of the things that make us feel bad. It's like we look like we getting the boo-boo stick, the stick, like we getting the stick, and we'll feel like we're the only one that's going through what we're going through.
Right.
In reality, like, everybody got their own battles.
Right.
And it's like, I feel like it's a trick. You know what I'm saying? Your mind will trick you, and the enemy will trick you into thinking like you're the only one that's going through this. You're the only one that's facing this, and you deserve to go through this. But in reality,
that's not true.
Reality is like, whatever you're going through, bro, you good.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you good, because ultimately it's gonna make you better.
Right.
Like, I don't think situations in life comes to make you worse, bro. I honestly don't believe that.
That's true.
You just got to be a negative person to believe something like that.
Yeah.
Like, because,
and that's true. And that's true.
Bro.
I mean, that's like going to the gym, like building up muscle, bro. That don't feel good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the finished product, it looks good.
Right, man.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, man, I believe we get into a place where we want the finished product without the full process.
And good point. Let me add to your point about what you're saying about working out.
Do you think?
About working out. What you said. Say what you said again.
I said, a lot of times we get into a place where we want the finished product.
I'm talking about like in the gym. You said something about in the gym.
Oh, yeah. Working out don't feel good.
But see, listen, that's the point I want to make. Now, it don't feel good while you're doing it, right?
Truly.
You see what I'm saying? But when you leave the gym and you start seeing results,
right,
in time, right?
Right.
That's a journey.
Right.
Journeys take time.
Right.
So what I'm saying, like, you'll notice that you're starting to feel better, more energy.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it got a whole lot of good effects. Like, there's a lot of good effects when you work out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even if it is painful, even if it is, you know what I'm saying, without no pain, there is no gain. But in all of that, you will start seeing the benefits of it. Like, you'll have more energy throughout the day.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You'll feel better when you look in the mirror.
Right.
You'll have more confidence.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you walking with your chest out more.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Even though the journey was tough.
Right.
Like, it was tough lifting those weights.
The journey is tough. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Even though the journey is tough, even though you may have to go to the gym when you don't feel like it, even though you might have to stay and do the extra crunches, put in the extra time on your six pack. You see what I'm saying? Like, even through all of that, it may have been painful.
Right.
But in that came good benefits.
Exactly.
In that came good results. Like, now you feel like in all that you went through to get there, you started loving that person you were becoming and going through that journey.
Right.
You have accepted what you had to go through.
Exactly.
Before you even went into the gym, you accepted the fact that you were gonna be sore when you came out.
Right.
When you went to the gym, you already accepted the fact that you may be a little tired than you was before you went in.
Right. But each time you do it, like, it's a progressive thing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But so we say that to say this, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to actually fall in love with going through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With, like, going through, because, like, if there's no adversity, like, I don't think there'll be any appreciation.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, it feels good to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But I know living it, man, man, I tell you, man, it's not like the most beautiful thing. It is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love to go to the grocery store, and instead of buying a bag of frozen chicken, I can buy me a microwave dinner with chicken in it and throw it in the microwave for like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But with the chicken, you know what I'm saying? I gotta thaw it out. I gotta season it. I gotta put flour on it. I gotta wait for the grease to get hot. You know what I'm saying? Then I gotta fry it.
Exactly.
Wait for it to cook all the way, and then I can eat it. You know what I'm saying?
And look at that. That's a different way of interpretation. Look at that. Just on what you said.
Yeah.
The goal was for you to feel your hunger.
Right, man.
You wanted chicken.
Right.
So the goal was for you to feel your hunger. But it was two ways you did that.
But see, the better way.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
The toughest way.
Exactly.
It was the toughest way. The better way. The way that's best for you.
Right.
what's the toughest way?
Right.
Because you can easily just, like you said, you can easily just get a microwave for dinner.
Right.
And be like, hey, I'm good.
Right.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
it ain't necessarily like best for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got like microwaves,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, which it causes some kind of, but it hinder your brain, it hurts your brain some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that we do that we think are better effective than the way that we should take. You know what I'm saying? We wind up hurting ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because and that goes right back to the question that I asked. You know what I'm saying? And with the thing that gets me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I know what's the right thing to do all the time. You know what I'm saying? But like it's not the right thing to do all the time. You know, once you find out, like then you'll see like how negatively it affected you.
But in that, bro, don't you know, like, by you saying, okay, you thinking you right all the time. If you never make a decision on that, bro, you won't go nowhere. So even in you making that, even in you see what I'm saying? Like, even in you making a bad decision, bro, it's good to make a bad decision. A bad decision is better than not making a decision at all. But because the worst thing you can do is just sit there, bro. So even in making bad decisions, it's still good. Because once you make that decision, you're going to learn that it was a bad decision.
That's true. That's true. But like, yeah, that's true.
You see what I'm saying?
See, the thing about it is, like you want to see that that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 32. You know what I'm saying? I'm just now, like, you know, kind of realizing, like, that's what I've been doing my whole life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From the time, like, I started, I was able to make decisions. You know what I'm saying? I'm just starting to understand that now, that, you know what I mean, your anger, your frustration, like, the negative that you feel about, you know, how your life is going, like, you don't really want to accept that you are the one that caused the effect.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So like now I'm just beginning to understand and realize that, you know, and it's like, damn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like now it's like, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So in the journey, man, it's always good to seek the right way. Seek the right way. Don't try to figure out the right way. Seek the right way. Wow. You know what I'm saying? That's why the scriptures say, seek and ye shall find. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, man, like the decisions that we make actually make our life hard, you know, versus taking the time out, you know, to assess a situation.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree. There was another point I wanted to make to add on to what you were just saying.
What was it about?
No, I got it. It's coming.
Oh, okay. But yeah, man, like, you know, just take time out to assess the situation, man. And like these are just the things that's gonna help us on our journey. You know, and I'm just beginning to, you know, realize this, that it's better to and be honest. And be honest about it. Be honest about it. Be honest about it. You know, and I believe honesty leads you in the right direction all the time, man. Because not only just be honest, but be honest with yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like a whole lot of times, man, I want honest with myself. You know what I mean? I actually stopped talking to people so I could be right.
What?
Yeah, man. Like you'll make a decision.
Right.
But you know that it's gonna negatively affect you. So you won't even tell nobody about the decision that you made.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? Like you won't even let it be known that this is what you're about to do. Because you know the feedback you're gonna get because you already felt it within yourself.
Right.
So I cut off communication with people to be right. And that's how much less of a fight that you give yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like these are all things that's in my journey. You know what I'm saying?
And this is the point I want to make.
Okay.
Like, I'm glad you continue to talk for it to come back. And the point I wanted to make, bro, is a about the controllables and the uncontrollables. You see what I'm saying? And what I'm learning, man, is like when we make negative decisions, it's really based on something that you're trying to control that you can't.
Say it again.
It's like we make negative decisions because we're trying to control something that's not in our control. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's how stuff happens like that. We end up making the wrong decision because we shouldn't have tried to take it into our own hands in the first place.
Right. Right, man.
And that's and see, like we'll love to talk about that serenity prayer. Like, Lord, give me the courage to accept things that I can. Yeah, it sounds good. You see what I'm saying? But to really accept the fact that you can't control the situation and step back.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like that takes some type of trust. You see what I'm saying? Like in a higher power. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I feel, bro. A lot of situations that we get ourselves into is us trying to control situations that's out of our control.
True. That's true. That's true, man.
And out of that comes stress.
Right.
Out of that comes worry.
Right.
And all of these other things that we've opened the door to in our life because of us trying to control things that is not in our control.
Right. That's true, man. That's true, man. And it yields a negative result.
Every time.
Yeah, every time, man. It always yields a negative result. It always yields a negative.
We really need an example of that because I want y'all to really understand what I'm saying. Like, what's the situation like? What's an example that we can use of an uncontrollable situation that we try to control?
That's deep, though. Man, it's
really this is just one thing.
Yeah.
It's minor and like I'm pretty sure like people probably don't think this way, but I'm saying like being grateful. Let's put it like this and stay with me. Like, okay, like you have no control over your power to wake up and see another day.
True.
You see what I'm saying? But mentally, we feel that we are in control of it.
Right. Right.
And we plan our life accordingly.
I was just about to say
we
that.
plan our life according to it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like we controlling the breath that's in our body. Like that's something that like really we don't control that. Right. Like literally, like
not at all.
Like bro, like
your next breath, like it's not
promised.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like tomorrow is not promised, but we'll go about our day and we'll go about our life. Like we control how long we live. We go about our life and like we control how much time we have here on earth.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But that's something that's ultimately not in our control.
Right. Really not.
And we'll live every day like that. Like we're waking our own self up. We wake our own self up. Like we give our own self the strength to go to work. Like you see what I'm saying?
Right.
And in that, negativity comes out of that, bro, because like you're living your life according to you.
Right.
And only you. Right. You see what I'm saying? But you gotta realize like you don't control everything. Everything don't go the way you set up for it to go because you're not the ultimate. You don't have the last say so on your life. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to say. Like you can try. You'll get out of your character. You'll get out of what you're supposed to be doing, trying to control things that's not in your control.
That's true. That's true. It could go a lot of ways, man. It could go a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? But actually taking, because we try to take that power into our own hands. And it's any given situation, man. You try to take power into your own hands. That's not the power that you actually have. You know what I'm saying? Man, it really has a really negative effect on your life. And it can make a situation a whole lot worse than what it is, or what it or how much better it could be. You know what I'm saying? But
the thing is, bro, everybody, is that we accept it. You see what I'm talking about? Like, of course, every decision that we make might not be the best decision, like every single time. Like, we're not perfect. Like you said, we are human. But the thing is like accepting whatever it is that comes our way, accepting the encounters that we will be met with in life. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the result of a good decision or a bad decision. The thing is like accepting it, because ultimately it don't matter if it's a good or bad decision. It's still gonna make you who you are, regardless. Like regardless, bro. Regardless if it's a good situation or bad situation, ultimately it's still gonna make you who you are. So the thing is accepting it. Like accept your journey. Like don't go throughout life, you know, in regret, or you see what I'm saying? Like don't go about it like being ashamed of who you are or being ashamed of what you've been through, because it's like it's you.
Right.
And you just gotta accept it and move on. And like we were saying a few podcasts ago, that you gotta accept what you're supposed to learn from those situations and continue to go. You gotta accept the good about that situation and take what you learning from it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And then when you're moving forward into the next situation, you're gonna take it better. And it's all a learning process, but that's what I'm saying. You just gotta accept it.
Yeah.
You just gotta accept it. Whatever it is you go through, just accept it, because it's really just gonna make you who you are.
Right.
Good or bad.
Right. That's true. But but even in that, you know what I mean, the process, you know, because you can affect the process.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? You still can affect the process. You know what I mean?
That's in your control.
Exactly. So these decisions, you know what I mean, and knowing when and when not to, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's very important, man.
Right.
But I mean, it's all on the journey. It's all on the journey, man, and accepting personally our own journey. You know what I'm saying? Accepting our own journey and each individual path in life, you know what I mean, is going to lead us to who we are, you know what I mean, and make us better individual. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really, man. Being truthfully honest, man. Really being truthfully honest.
Right, man.
You know what I'm saying, man? Like that's very important, man.
And all of this is going to help you accept yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's going to help you have more confidence in yourself and love yourself. And that's the only thing, bro. Like when you accept your journey, bro, it's really you accepting yourself.
Right.
It's you accepting yourself and realizing, like, hey, this is what makes me me. Although, like, if I could change the situation, I would, but I can't.
Right.
So I have to accept it, and I have to be okay with what happened, and you got to move on from it.
Right.
And take what you're supposed to take from it, because it makes you who you are, bro. And that's the whole lesson that we're bringing out today. Like, you got to accept your journey. As an individual, you got to accept your journey. You see what I'm saying? Because, like, the destination, like we said, is success. The destination is success, like, and it's a lot of roads to it.
Right.
It's a lot of lanes to it.
Right.
Just like the interstate, it's not just one lane.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got multiple lanes in the interstate.
Right.
And you might be going in the same direction as everybody. Like 85 north is going north.
Right.
Like everybody on the interstate is going in the same direction.
Right.
But it got multiple lanes.
Right.
And that's okay. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's okay that, you know what I'm saying, you're not on everybody else's lane and everybody is not on your lane, because that's what makes you an individual. That's what makes you as an individual, you being in your lane, your journey. You see what I'm saying? Because you can't truly come into yourself and come into your own until you accept your journey and what makes you who you are. Because while looking at other people's journey and looking at other people's results, like, you'll never get your own because you're looking at somebody else's.
Right. Or you take your eyes off of it. You get in an accident.
Exactly.
You know.
Say that again.
You get in an accident.
When you traveling right on a journey.
Right.
You take your eyes off the road.
Right.
You get into an accident. Right. You go into what? Somebody else's lane.
Right. And that's that's on the same lines of controlling the controllables. You know what I'm saying? You're not controllables out of your hands. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we gotta accept our personal journeys in life, and every road is not the same. Every road is not the same. And success don't mean like millionaire like all that. Like, nah, that's not the definition of success, man. Like the definition of success, man, is man ultimately, man, just having joy, man, peace. You know what I mean? Having a great frame of mind, man. Just
Man, it's really the individual thing. Like,
well, yeah, that's
success,
true. That's
success.
true. But I
Yes.
wouldn't say success like being a millionaire.
I mean, success on the like as a like a general definition of success, bro. It's basic. The basic of success is just having a goal and achieving it.
Immediately.
Yeah,
Right.
just having a goal, setting a goal,
Right.
and completing it. That's success.
Yeah.
Success just means complete.
Right.
So it's just like, you know what I'm saying?
You succeeded.
Right. It just means you set a goal and you succeeded. Right. So that's all what success is. So whatever your goal is personally, you know, or whatever route you're gonna take to accomplish that goal, that determines your success. Right. And as an individual, you will have to decide. Like we'll have to decide what success is for us. Right. Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So yeah, for some people, success might be $1 million.
That's true.
Because that was their goal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was their personal goal to become a millionaire. Right. So in that sense, as an individual, that person is successful because they had a personal goal of becoming a millionaire. Right. And they accomplished that goal. So they're successful in their own, right. Sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm saying like,
but yeah, that's ultimately what it is.
But I feel you though, bro. I feel you, bro. That don't mean you're not successful just because you don't have $1 million. Like that's somebody else's goal. That might not be your goal. Right. If you got a goal to be a millionaire, then you can do that. That's very possible. That's a very possible goal.
Right, right.
You see what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, it's been a good talk, man. It's been a good conversation. I really feel like we really did have a great conversation, bro. I feel relaxed.
True.
I feel relaxed and
so now, man, it's just time to go apply.
Man, what? But hey, that's what we doing, bro. That's literally why we make this podcast, because we're being held accountable and we want you guys to see, you know what I'm saying, our growth, and we want to help as many people as we can on a more direct level. That's why we did Facebook Live, for us to interact with people on a more direct level. Right. And they can see our growth and we can see their growth as well. Like we're all growing together. Right. And that's why we created this environment with each other. That's why we get on here and conversate with one another, because we're creating an environment of growth. Right. You know what I'm saying? So
that's the ultimate goal.
Shoot, yeah, man. So that's why we here, bro. We've been applying. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is week 14. Right. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, let's grow. Right. You see what I'm saying? And people been on here every week. Right. You see what I'm saying? Since our first week. Right. So I'm pretty sure, like, we're definitely not the same as we were week 1. Right. And I'm pretty sure our listeners aren't the same as they were in week 1. Right. Because they keep coming back. Right. You see what I'm saying? So I'm glad that we are, at a place where we can take information and apply it to our everyday life. We actually can live better than we have been. You see what I'm saying? Like,
I'm working on it, bro.
You are. That's what I'm saying. We are working on it together. That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta accept that, bro. That's what we were just talking about.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm just making content. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I already know, man. But yeah, man, we had a great discussion tonight, man. And shout out, man, to everybody that attended, that tuned in. Very much appreciated, man. Love you guys. And man, it's a wrap, man.
All right, say no more, man. Hey, pleasure, man. I'm in here I'm in a recliner, just relaxing. But it was a pleasure talking to you guys one more time. Thank you for tuning in, episode 14. I'm the CEO, Mr. John Best.
And I'm the CFO, Mr. George Best.
Hey, and we'll see you guys next week. You already know what time it is. Let me get off here. We out.